Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Shafia, how are you doing? Can you hear me well?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. So, hi everyone, my name is Abdul, and I am a second year aeronautical engineering student here at Salford University, and happy to talk to you all today.
Okay. So how are you doing today, Abdul?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So obviously you're going to be talking to us about life outside lectures. So how have you found life outside lectures then?
Well, first of all, to start, I found it great, especially here at Salford University. And I have two things to mention today: the things that you can do out of lectures in campus, and the things that you can do out of lectures out of campus. So, let's start with the things that you can do in campus. So first of all, you got something called Salford outlets. It's like a group of restaurants that's available on the campus. They offer her drinks like coffee and everything. They got fresh breakfasts, and to be honest, I like their eggs and the hash browns, and I miss them really.
Sounds really
Okay,
good.
yeah, and they've got a good lunch menu too, especially in the Maxwell building. And Fridays they got very nice. What's it called? Uh, Fish and chips. Yeah,
Have you tried
remember.
their vegetable lasagna?
Sorry.
Their vegetable lasagna.
Yeah, but you need to put some salt on it. I
No,
tried it. It's
but
very nice. It's very nice. And Subway is also available on campus also.
I
And
work at the campus for my 3 years there. That's something worth mentioning to students. You can get jobs whilst on campus.
yes, yes, exactly. You can get the jobs through Unitems. I'm actually employed by them. I work as a student ambassador in the university.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what does that entail?
sorry.
What does that entail?
Well, it entails, of course, working under the umbrella of Greater Manchester Higher. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we get students from high schools. They are visiting the university, and we lead them in campus visits. We talk to them about higher education. We encourage them to go to university, and sometimes we go to their schools. We make IAG stands to like raise awareness about higher education, encourage them to study university. Some of them they go ask questions about higher education, so they ask us because we are obviously now students and they are waiting to be students, so we can be helpful to them.
So
Yeah.
you're obviously doing this alongside studying. How are you finding studying?
Well, it's a flexible job, and when you get recruited, they tell you that you must prioritize your studies. Yeah, so it's like on Microsoft Teams, they send you the shifts, and then you can choose whatever shift you want.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's fully flexible, and they always tell us to prioritize our studies. But if, for example, if you have like the Friday off or the Thursday off, you can work.
Okay, that's amazing. So you obviously mentioned things to do in university and out of university. What have you been doing then?
Well, for me personally, I love the library because the library is so big. It consists of three floors, and obviously the top floor is a quiet floor. So no one, it's called the shush floor actually. And the most thing I like about university is that you can book a study room. You can book it either individually, okay, or with your friends. And I have used it a lot of times, and it's so easy. It's so easy. You can just book it online, okay. Wide range of textbooks. So, for example, I study aeronautical engineering, but I'm not like I don't have to read about like aircrafts and engineering and everything. For example, I can go and read about psychology in my free time. It's something nice to do, in your free time, in your spare time. Loads of computers, and you can borrow a laptop for 24 hours. And imagine what you can take it home with you. No one will talk to you. It's not stolen or anything, but you should bring it after 24 hours. And of
So,
course, they got a cafe in the cafe communal areas in the library. You can also access to ebooks from home. Yeah, so it's so great.
so you have a lot of different resources then. It's not just the library, the building.
No, no, yeah, you can access through your phone, through your computer at home, through the laptop that you borrow from university. Yeah, you have access to ebooks, textbooks, and everything. And something I like also about the University of Salford, and I have really tried, is something called the CV and covering letter sessions and job hunting sessions. This is held in the University House, and it's free of charge for students. So, and it's so easy to book it. I mean, just a click, that's it, it's booked. Okay. So I have booked a CV and covering letter session, and I have been there. It's 1 hour, and I have really learned a lot about writing a CV and covering letter and how you should, tailor to the job that you wanna apply for, and they teach you how to like secure your job, like Grad Cracker and that sort of things. They give you the online resources how you can apply. So yeah, it was very, very helpful, and it's something that you can do outside of lectures also. Very helpful.
So someone's just asked, what motivated you to go into studying aeronautical engineering?
Well, okay, the hardest question. Well, we have all traveled when we are little and when we are 16, 17, whatever age. And it's, the aircraft, it's something relatively new. So the science of aircraft is relatively new. It's like in the past century. It's not very old. And it's something that really makes you think. I mean, how this like how this tons fly. I mean, it's really when you imagine it, it's unimaginable.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine it myself, I said I want to study this. I want to study aeronautical engineering. I want to learn how these things fly. And obviously, it appears to be very, very, very simple.
How have your modules been like then?
Well, my course is very intense, to be honest. In the first semester of my first year, I was in 5 days a week. Okay. Contact hours, I think it was 22 to 25. I can't remember, to be honest. And in the second semester, it was 4 days of lectures and contact, tutorials and everything. Yeah, and it's quite intense. We got 8 modules.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, 8 modules, but each 2 modules are combined in one module. For example, you do
Okay.
fluid mechanics, and thermodynamics in the same module, but you got different lecturers. Okay,
Okay.
so thermodynamics is a lecturer and fluid mechanics is a lecturer. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is how it works. And the module I like the most is called Aviation Business Enterprise, where we
Okay.
had to design our own aircraft. So it was really, really nice.
See, that's kind of different to what I studied. So I studied journalism. We had a lot of outdoor things to do. So we would do our own modules and we weren't in class as much. So we were in class for a few, obviously, the times, but I think it was like 3 long lectures a week and then seminars. And then we had to work individually. So obviously there's a big variation there.
Yeah, well, obviously for science and engineering, it's a bit different because you need to understand, obviously, because I think for journalism it's different. For journalism, it's something that you can like create for yourself as a
Yeah.
journalist. But for science, it's theories, and you have to learn those theories. I mean, maybe it takes 100 years to create your own theory in science, so it's better to attend lectures, I think.
Did you move out?
Sorry.
Did you move out for university?
Well, yeah, I'm originally not from the UK. I'm from Kuwait, so I have moved out. I have
Oh,
relocated for 3,000 miles actually.
oh, okay. So how you found that? Is there a big difference? Obviously, the weather and not being home, being so far away. How have you found that?
Well, I think the biggest difference is the weather. Because back in Kuwait, it's now it's I think 49 degrees or 50 degrees or something like that. But here it's really really nice. I mean, I can see it from here. It's really nice and cold. So I
And
like the weather the most actually.
and how did you adjust here? How did you find the people here helping you adjust?
Actually, when I came to Manchester, it's a very, I mean, the UK in general, they are a very welcoming society. And I would encourage any student who is like looking to study outside their country and is not from the UK to come to the UK. A very welcoming country. The education system is so great. When you come here, I like one thing about the education system here, especially the university, which is you don't have to register for the modules and everything. So once you get the offer, that's it. It's guaranteed that you will go to this module and this hours with this lecturer and you will graduate in the appropriate time. For example, when I got offered in 2018, aeronautical engineering with foundation, it is said that I will graduate on 2022. Okay. And if I'm successful in each and every year, then I would definitely graduate at that date. Because in some other systems, like for example, the American system, I think that doesn't happen. You need to look for modules and you need to register yourself for them and everything. So I think the UK is better actually in this in terms of registering yourself for modules because you're already registered and you got the timetable ready for you. You don't need to do anything.
So what's there to do in Manchester then? You've obviously explored Manchester, not just Salford.
Yeah. So the things that you can do out of campus here in Manchester and the things that I have personally explored is obviously the first thing and foremost is Manchester City Centre. Very, very nice city centre. I really like it. And it's only 15 minutes walk from the university. You can go to the cinemas there, loads and loads of cafes, shopping, and you can even spend some time in the public library if you want. And another thing that I've been to is Trafford Centre, and actually I have worked there for 3 months. So it's, I think, 25 minutes by bus from Salford University. And I think it's one of the largest malls in Europe here. It's really, really nice to walk there and do some shopping and eat some ice cream. I used to sell ice cream there.
They have
It's
a
re
really nice ice cream stall there.
Yeah, I used to work there, by the way. Bradwell's ice cream.
Ice cream stall.
Yeah, I worked there in 2017.
How
And
is
sorry?
Sorry, continue. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so the third thing I was going to talk about is Media City UK. Media City UK, Salford Quays, is really, really the modern part of Manchester. I really, really adore it. Of
Yeah,
course, you can go there for free. You can pop in the bus number 50 and it
yeah,
will take you there for free if you present the University of Salford student ID.
yeah.
Okay, there are some places you can visit there. The first thing is the War Museum, and it's free of charge. You can do a BBC tour, and I have done it for free because I was a student ambassador, so I was actually paid to do it. Yeah,
It's perfect, isn't it?
yeah, we went there with students in a summer school last year, and obviously the Lowry Outlet, very very nice, and you can see the rivers over there, the bridges. Taking photos there is something that is amazing. And I think you have done your course there, right? You did journalism?
Did journalism there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Really, really, they absolutely loved it. Especially on sunny days, you can just come have your lunch outside and you're relaxing, and it's really like a stress-free zone as well. Like even though you're at university, you can still have a bit of a relaxed time because once you're out there, it's just so good and so beautiful there.
yeah. You can visit the Pret a Manger in the in the corner just right
Yeah,
under
yeah,
Salford University. When I went there to that campus, I talked to students there, and they said ITV is right above us.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
ITV.
I think
One of
that
my
makes it
lecturers,
easier to do internships and placements there, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. One of my lecturers was actually the ITV presenter for in the evening for Granada Reports. So the course is you get your lecturer is like an actual full-time journalist, so it's really, really good in
Yeah.
that.
So it's in
Someone,
industry.
yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Someone's just asked whether there's a lot of halal and Arabic restaurants in and around Salford/Manchester.
Well, the Curry Mile is the best in Manchester.
What do you
Wilmslow, Wilm,
sorry?
Wil- Wilmslow Road. So from the Piccadilly station, you take bus number 53 or 142, okay, and they will take you to the Curry Mile. It's like a road where you can find halal shops, different cuisines, Afghani cuisine, Arabic cuisine, Indian cuisines. Yeah, it's very nice there. I usually visit that place for a nice and little curry. Even sometimes after university, I would go there. Although it's a bit far from here, but it's fine as long as there is a curry waiting for me.
It's always nice to have a curry at the end of a long day at university, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly. I remember when we were me and my friends we were studying in the library and having a chit chat and everything, and we stayed there until late. So we got out of there at 9:30 p.m. And you know, at 9:30, most restaurants were closed, but the guys were hungry, and they said, "Okay, let's go to the city center and look for any restaurant, and we'll pop in and eat something." So we popped in our friend's car. We went there to the city center, and we found an Indian restaurant, an Asian cuisine that is open. I think it was called the Shroom or something like that. Yeah, So we parked up and we went in and we have ordered food and eaten the food and everything. And after we became full, we wanted obviously to pay the check. So my friend told them, "Can we pay the check, please?" So the waiter brought the bill, and I saw my friend doing like this, and I was looking at him. His eyes were about to go out, and I said, What's going on?" He said, "Obviously the price.
Yeah.
We didn't know what about this restaurant. So obviously it was a very expensive restaurant, and the the price was higher than we expected." So when he was looking at the bill, he said, "Okay, guys, I think we need a negotiator." Yeah, but obviously we had to pay it. We paid
Yeah,
it in full, of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So if you could sum up your life at university, Salford University, what would you say if you could sum it up with one word? How would you describe it?
Fun,
Fun. Why fun?
fun. Because I think the University of Salford, what is doing is that any student that is studying at the University of Salford, they not only want to educate him, they want him to feel fun. Because when you go there, for example, I'm talking about myself. When I wake up in the morning, and I go to university, see friends, go to lectures and everything, I don't feel bored. I feel joy, happiness. I'm going to university. You know, it's not that kind of how can I say it? Um, this closed atmosphere that you feel bored in, if you know
Yeah,
what I feel, if you know what
yeah.
I mean. Yeah, it's the campus, a very nice atmosphere, and even there are some activities you can do to enjoy. For example, you go to the gym, we go to the gym, and there is a futsal court
Okay.
between lectures. We go there and play football.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
At with society, or is it just
No, no, it's not. I'm not enrolled in any society. It's just me and my friends. We take like our ball, and anyone wants to play if he was there, we'll go to play between lectures. Like if we have a 2 hour break, we'll go to play some football and then come back.
I was just going to ask you, you mentioned before you went in the evening, you were in the library at 9:30. Is the library open at that time?
It's open 24/7 for students.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Um, so thank you very much for coming to the live, Abdul. It's been really, really lovely meeting you.
thank you very much.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Salford.
Thank you very much.
Speak to you
Thank you.
soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So obviously that was Abdul there. And he was just answering some of your questions that you have been answering. And again, if you still have any questions that you want to ask us, feel free to pop them in the comment section and we will get back to you as soon as we can. I see a lot of you giving hearts and telling us that Salford is amazing, and I couldn't agree more. Me myself, while I was at the university, I was thinking of, I had three different, I originally applied for a different course, which I didn't actually get into doing, and I ended up coming to Salford, and I absolutely loved it there. I cannot emphasize how much the support was like, and it's been really, really nice, and you make a variety of different friends and the societies that you can join, as Temi earlier said, and as Abdul mentioned. So my next guest will be Ellie, who's a broadcast journalism student, and I'm going to add her in now. So we're just going to wait for Ellie to join us. Hi, Ellie.
Hello. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you finding working from home?
Difficult, yeah. It's not really been the same, whereas at uni you can kind of obviously go to your lectures, you can go to the library and get yourself in that right headspace to work. So it's been quite difficult to find motivation, but I'm getting there, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, I can only imagine. So Ellie, tell us a little bit about yourself then.
So I'm a third year broadcast journalism student. My final kind of assignments are due in at the end of the month, so I'm very sad to be leaving. I've really enjoyed the 3 years on the broadcast journalism course. They've absolutely whizzed by, they've gone so fast. But I feel like Salford itself has been a great place to study and to live. I feel like you've got the kind of university life in Salford. I lived on campus in Peel Park in the first year, and I feel like that really is a great way to kind of introduce you to being at university. For me, it was my first time living by myself without my parents, so I feel it's important to kind of have that introduction to it.
Yeah.
And then I've lived nearby for the past 2 years. So I love the sense of like the university community that's in Salford, and then I also like that you're so close to the public transport link. So for me, I study at Media City. You can just get the number 50 bus, and it's probably about 20 minutes on there, and then you're in Media City. Or if you're running a bit late, an Uber. And also just that you can get a tram or a train or even walk into Manchester city centre, go shopping, go to the cinema, cafes, all that kind of thing. I feel like it's got everything that you could want within Manchester and Salford in your student life, really.
So you obviously mentioned that you're a broadcast journalism student. Why did you go into doing that then?
So I've just always wanted to kind of tell stories, really, and I wanted to learn more about journalism. I think I was more confident in writing, so hence why I didn't do multimedia. I wanted to learn more about radio and TV, so wanted to do broadcast. And again, Salford just seemed like the best place to be because you're right next to the BBC. ITV is literally on top of you. If you go to the top floor of the uni and just look up, you can see a few people milling around doing the proper news stuff. So that's exciting. So yeah, it just seems like the best option, and I'm glad that I feel like I made the right decision, definitely.
So what opportunities have you had in your past 3 years then while studying broadcast journalism?
I have had loads. I think one of the highlights for me was we got the chance to cover the general election last year, and that was through ITV. I think a few other students got to do it through Sky as well. But the bonus with that as well, that it was actually paid. So when we first signed up to doing it, I thought it was just going to be like a voluntary role, and I was more than happy to do that, because to have the chance to go and report on the general election for ITV as a student as well, that's such a great opportunity. But we were briefed and we were told, actually we're paying everyone as journalists to go out and do it. So I felt like an actual, like, proper journalist doing that. It was really, really exciting. Because we're so close to BBC, and again, just in Media City, being surrounded by those kinds of places. I have been to the BBC as well. I've done work experience at Radio 5 Live, Northwest Tonight, and I think just being in that kind of environment, it's just really motivating. And again, going into my classes, knowing that I'm in the same place that these industry professionals are, it's very exciting. And as you said earlier about our lecturers being in the industry as well, I mean, a lot of them, they either still do work in the industry or have worked in the industry, and that really shows through how they tutor us. And again, I just feel like being in that environment and having that around you is very inspiring.
Yeah, definitely. Someone's just asked whether there's a supermarket near campus.
Yeah, so near to Media City, yeah. So you've got Booths, which is kind of round the back of the Salford Media City campus, which I love it there. They're like croissants, that kind of thing, very addictive. And I think there's also... Yeah, oh yeah. There's also, I'm sure, like a Sainsbury's, Co-op, those kind of shops around Media City. I think now that they're building more accommodation around there, I think there's been a few more smaller supermarkets popping up as well. So.
And that sounds lovely. Have you joined any societies while at Salford then?
Yes, in my first year I joined Shock Radio, and I absolutely loved it there. Everyone was really lovely, and I think in my first year I did my own radio show, and then second year I did a podcast. So I really enjoyed that, and I feel like it was something I could pursue my interests outside of uni but it was still to do obviously with broadcasting because it was radio. And I did also make some friends outside of my course from that as well. And obviously we all had similar interests. So that was, I think, when I think back to first year, joining Shock was definitely one of the highlights, yeah.
So you don't need to be a student of journalism to join Shock Radio then?
No, not at all. You can be from any course, and they're all very welcoming as well. Even if you have no idea how radio works, don't be put off by that, because they will welcome you and teach you the basics.
Amazing. Someone has just asked, do you miss living at home?
I think sometimes I do, yeah. I've got 2 little nephews as well, so I miss kind of visiting them. But I'm from Nottingham, so to get the train from Salford to Nottingham, it's probably about 2 hours or just under 2 hours. So I feel like for me, it's far enough away to be away from home and not kind of still relying on my parents, but then close enough that I can go back home and visit my parents, visit my nephews when I'm missing them and when I want to, even if I have to, like for the day if there was an emergency or something. So for me, even though I do miss home, I make sure that I go back when I can, so it balances out.
Oh, that sounds lovely, Ellie. Is there anything else you want to add? Just any advice you want to give to new students coming in? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I would say, especially in your first year, just get involved with as much as you can and enjoy yourself. Be confident in yourself and you'll make friends, you'll meet like-minded people, and you'll have a great time. And if you're needing any support or any help, then get in touch with the student union, get in touch with your lecturers, because people are more than happy to help, and that's what we're here for. So
thank you for joining me, Ellie. Really lovely speaking to you. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Well, that was Ellie and Abdul joining us for our live stream and just answering some of your questions and talking about their life at Salford Uni. It's been really lovely speaking to you all, and I hope you got the most out of this live session. If you've got any questions, feel free to continue asking them and we will get back to you. It's been really lovely speaking to you, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.